No sound. Actually, nothing is happening.
Oh,
Nothing is happening.
yeah, just notice. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of YYCI International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We're in the world of creativity.
Okay, feel free to subscribe to YYCI.tv, and you can enjoy all our inspirational nuggets of wisdom and our previous events. I'm not going to say too much before my professor, my mentor, because he is ready for all of us. But before then, let me just quickly introduce him to us. Quickly. Okay. Professor T.P. Sasikumar from India will be sharing with us again on Peace of Revolution Against Transformation in 3-2-1 Word, Part 2. Dr. T.P.S. Sasikumar from India is a life mentor, life scientist and science communicator, poet, author, educationist, motivational speaker, psychological life, career counseling expert, image building, peak performance coach, spiritual master with Himalaya tradition, conscious living commune associate, exponent on India heritage, philosophy, and also so far since 2000, for the past 22 years, has reached to more than 1 million each teachers, parents, and students. So you cannot, if you remember, if you forget every other thing and you want to remember his name, just think of teachers, parents, and students, TPS. So 100 of interviews on TV media, Discover TV with Kumya Mera Talk, acting in short films. Wow, I didn't see that. And other places. If you want to get in touch with Professor TPS, I will advise you to go to www.drtps-6.in. And then you can also call him on +91 9447 437948. So let me continue. It covers physical at Fiji, UK, USA, Gulf, and Hong Kong, every nook and corner of India. 2 years, over 1,000 virtual sections, including regular masterclass in UK. Lead Philippines, Science in Technology and Management. South Korea, interaction classes apart from online mentoring and educational workshops across the globe. More than 3.2K videos, wow, reaching 6.4K subscribers on YouTube. I think you need to get yourself there quickly. Having experience with Vedic tradition from Brahmasri, KPC, Aluja, Bhattacharya, science from Himalayan tradition with this, and you will get as many positions, as many informations that you want to get. Dr. TPS is into 5-fold holistic development with Eastern philosophy. Okay. Dr. TPS worked as a scientist in space department for 2 decades. He worked as director of UGC Academic Staff College and went on to serve as a Deputy Director at Directorate General of Security, Cabinet as Secretariat, New Delhi, before taking a voluntary retirement in 2009 to serve the society. Associated with university as professor, head in mathematics and management and executive director of engineering college, through corporate social responsibility advisor at software developer, executive director of SNGCET, CSR on education with software developers, and being founder, director of the Guardian Public School, and being CEO of Sika Grammar Child Care Foundation, made innovative model in youth education. So permit me to also go further to say Dr. TPS is in many international bodies as mentor. Like I've told you already, is also my own personal mentor, and also consultants and advisors, supporting the direction of their activities across the globe. He is an MSc, MPhil, mathematics, PhD, and many, many more. So let me use this time to welcome Professor TBS to our masterclass today.
Namaskar, my sister. Thank you for that detailed introduction, though you are really struggling with your throat and cold. You made it to complete my reading of my biodata. Thank you. Yesterday, we were discussing 2 days back, day before yesterday, we were discussing on a great topic. Generally, the master class under YYCI, Yes You Can International, under the leadership of my sister, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth, discusses about transformation and leadership, relationship. Under one umbrella, when these are being talked for few months, I gave a topic which is slightly different from transformation, but I wanted to relate that with the transformation, which is very close to transformation. I like to rename it as a revolution. The transformation is a slow, natural, adjustable, not very sophisticated, sudden change, which is highly positive transformation. Sometimes revolution can be a change which is not in control, which can be disastrous, which can also be peaceful and good, positive. So in that context, I thought I will explain revolution with a bit of positivity inside that. That's why I call it as peace of revolution. The peace is already inside, because all of us want to be in peaceful situation, not in no peace situation. War is not what is required. But yesterday, day for yesterday, during the discussion, there was a great question that is on conflict. Yes, not having peace is what is conflict. And why the conflict is coming? When there is a change, a transformation, that time also people will start thinking about conflict. But when it happens very fast, your conflict will be much higher in density and gravity. Why is it happening? The basic reason is, I also told, I am not talking about 21st century transformation, 21st century development, 21st century digital world, 21st century everywhere, 21st century education. The 21st century is a too large, too long, too slow process. When you wanted to talk about, you can talk about centuries. But today is a fast-paced modern world. The journey of probably in fivefold development: physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual, everywhere, it is not a transformation, it's a volatile, a real revolutionary change that's happening. Yoga was not famous 10 years back. No, probably it would have been in the hands of few number of people. Now it happens as a mega program. So 2 days back when we had a discussion on how the so-called great traditional Indian wisdom of spirituality, which is concretized in the form of a practice which is called yoga for self-actualization, emancipation, and that program has become just a physical exercise being marketed across the world. And my sister Queen Elizabeth also had a doubt on that activity called yoga, which is being spread across, losing its originality. And I had given a great explanation on that in the last class. So taking cue from that, I wanted to tell you that there is a great conflict. The conflict is because I, as well as my sister, took birth in a place where the computers were not there. We had a village life. We had not a city world around. We had time with our parents, very slow moving world, very peaceful situation, living with whatever is available around us, not expecting a great change in our life, which we never expected that we will be in a city living like this today, but it all happened. Therefore, we have two paths. One is the older traditional path. Assume electricity is failing, water is not available, probably the traffic jam is there. My generation will be ready to walk for kilometers. My generation is able to live without electricity. My generation can live without telephone and computers. But what happens to those people who have taken birth in the digital world? They have taken birth in the digital world. Without remote, the television doesn't work. For us, if television remote is not working, still we don't mind going and using our fingers to change the channel. We have the patience. In the fast growing world, that generation who has not seen the slow process,
I think something happened. We can't hear you. Don't know what happened. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's working now.
Yes, it's working now.
Yeah, there is some disconnection sometime. Forgive me for that. So what happens is we are not able to adjust. The next generation is not able to adjust and look at our life from that point of view where they can adjust with us. But whereas my generation, the generation in which we are living, is able to see the change, and also live without much botheration about what is available, what's not available, what can be done, what cannot be done. All that can be realized without much difficulty. So the conflict is between two generations. Probably the situations will go worse if we have not educated the next generation how to take care of these implications on physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual development. Let us look at what is it happening in the physical phenomena, because it always says, we have a great book called Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Yoga is common. It's one of the authentic book on yoga. And all of them are slokas, verses, poetry, in which how body has to be taken care of. Hatha Yoga Pradipika. I'll take one small verse from that. Probably you may not be able to understand the meaning, but I will explain it in English. Sharira, the body, Manaso, the feeling, is related in such a fashion as if a hot vessel, you put a cold oil, the oil get heated up because the vessel is already hot. Similarly, if the body is not taken care of, your feelings will become bad or good as the body reacts to the feeling. Sharira manaso yoga paraspara manuvrachet athara atheya bhavena taptajya khadayoriva. The body and the mind is such related where the body reacts in a style, automatically your feelings also will get controlled by the body. Yesterday, after Dave Forest today's session, while relaxing, my relaxation is looking at documentaries, movies. There was a beautiful documentary which is available on Netflix. If you have not seen, I suggest you to look at the documentary. The title is Diseased. Diseased. Ease is a calm, peaceful life. Disease is not in peace. Why not in peace? The subtitle of the documentary is The Dirty Truth About Our Food. The dirty truth about our food. How people get diseased, people are falling sick, people are falling ill because the food is not very good. It's a documentary, very latest one, Netflix, and it describes how the best, most advanced, safest food system, the Federal Department of Agriculture, FDA, Federal Department of Agriculture, who takes care of the safe food distribution, starting from cultivation, from the ground to the shelf in the supermarkets. I've been in US, I have seen the Kroger, Walmart, all many shops. You see beautiful, clean, very, very nice fruits, vegetables, meat, every section. So neatly kept, so well packed, frozen. But if you look at Netflix, that documentary, you will understand those beautiful food what is on sale is not safe. The food problem, the health, medical, and food, all these are under the great business. You know, the meat which is being sold, like small granules of tablets which you can use for ready to cook, which comes in frozen. Whatever is the banner which shows, the documentary says about nearly 400 animals. You can't even imagine. When the meat is being sold and then we are taking it in a red color in the packet, understand the meat is not red. The meat contains blood inside to make it reddish. And the more red it is, people believe it is much better. But it is the blood which gives the color of red. 400 different animals which goes in the factory and get packed into nice packets. Many things are mixed up, messed up. The FDA, the federal agencies, are being interviewed during the documentary, which talks great about the pathogens, the poisons in the food. No heating, no washing can take care of the pathogens problems. And there were a great outbreak of spinach disease few years back. As a consequence, what has happened? They have done a lot of research. The drugs addiction, the health problems, the science of life, all that what we can discuss today is having a lot of enormous potential to understand from agriculture. It's almost maybe 16 years back, 2006 was the disease. And the number of death and what has happened and why it has happened, looking at the bank statement of the people who died, tracing back which are all the food they have consumed during the last few months, revealed that the food is not safe. You can imagine with the great system of FDA, under a great supervision of government, in 26 states under the United States, out of 50, more than 50% of the states, many number of people got affected. So if that can happen, I am 100% sure in the whole world, and they are showing a beautiful map of which are all the places from where and which places these food is being supplied. All that can create problems, and not only in
Yes, another interruption. I believe Professor is still sharing with us this afternoon or this morning. So stay tuned because I couldn't. Good morning, Professor Marin. How are you?
Good morning, dear Queen Elizabeth Lucas. I'm very well, thanks. And yourself?
Yes, I'm very well, apart from the cold.
Yes, please do get well soon. We pray for your full recovery soonest.
Yes, amen. Professor TPS is sharing with us, and I think the system today is just something else.
Yeah,
So,
we have some gremlins working in it
exactly,
at the moment, I think.
all over the place.
Absolutely.
We just have to wait for him so that he will join us. But even with that, let me just use this one to quickly, while he's still joining us.
Yes.
Let me just use it to do this.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of Y.Y.C.I International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We're in the world of creativity.
Okay, are you with us? It's coming, right? Let me just use this time to say, these are all our programs that we're doing here in Yes You Can International. So let me use this time to welcome you again to Yes You Can International, a home of discovery, development, and demonstration, a home of love, relationship, and family, a place of mastering mindset for transformation and build deeper relationship. YYCI blueprint is time, because time is everything. So we are using this blueprint of time to mentor and guide and assist our youth leaders, and also our young family. So it's about transformation and training, inspiration and impartation, mentoring and motivation, empowering and education. Now Professor is collecting and he will be joining us shortly. Let me also use this time to say, we arrange masterclasses, workshops, and conferences and seminars monthly. Our youth need us to guide them, lead them, mentor them, and save them from destruction, misguided. Our youth need us to listen to them and give them opportunities, platform to express themselves, their concerns, their ideas, missions, dreams, aspiration, and vision. So I won't go any further. Let's welcome again our professor, Dr. TPS Sasikumar, to continue with exciting presentation this morning. All is yours, sir.
Something went wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, sir.
Yeah.
That is why we have the power to control.
So we were discussing about what food can cause, because when the food has a lot of control on your emotions. I keep giving a simple example. If I am giving a great lecture, probably give me one peg, which is not my daily routine of my food habits. Probably one peg of rum is good enough for Dr. TPS to keep quiet and sit in a corner where I will not be able to speak at all. But in case if somebody is not able to give a lecture, give him one peg, he will speak on any topic in the world. So I'm sure a small percentage of liquor is good enough for somebody to become a person of different character. Similarly, a person who is taking any food can have an emotional imbalance, emotional balance. Imagine some animal is being killed. Imagine some animal is being killed, definitely there is an emotional feeling of aggression, anger, enmity to the person, and the animal is not able to fight back because it's being killed. Definitely those emotions will have a lot of poisonous materials, chemistry, which is built in their blood also. Because any disease, when we wanted to detect, first we go for a blood test. So imagine how many number of toxins are there when somebody is eating a meat. That meat is created by all the cruelty which we show to the animal. From childhood onwards, you start eating that meat, definitely in your blood also, there is a character of fighting for everything and anything around it. So you can see this generation has got a lot of problems with patience. They have a lot of problem where in the society, a lot of riots, aggression. All that is because of the revolutionary change which has happened over the last few decades in the eating habits. We need to change this. You know, there is a great part of the documentary which explains, assume one animal, say a horse, has a great disease, which could be cancer, which could be a problem internally, which is not coming out as a disease, but the excretion, the dung of the cow, or maybe the buffalo or the horse, which gets mixed up with the water which is being spread for watering the spinach. That spinach will contain a bacteria, and that bacteria is good enough when we eat, a undefined disease happens to us. And understand, every electromagnetic equipment which we are using today, in my proximity there are 3 telephones, laptop, many other battery operated equipments. In my childhood, I was in a very, very serene, natural situation. But today, all those equipments, including the signals from the high towers of telecommunication, mobile communication, radioactive activities in the environment. So I'm talking about food which pollutes me. My environment pollutes me a lot. It is not the dust particle where I can use a mask. It is the electromagnetic energy which influences my brain. If I keep my telephone very close to my ear, if you look at the electroencephalograph of my brain, you will see a lot of neurons are getting damaged. It expands its cell size. When the cell size is expanded, definitely there is an imbalance in my body, because the normal cell is not what is there. There is a different cell. Spreading the size of the cell pattern in my body is what is cancer. So you will see a lot of people with the cancer. How much money is being spent by people? So every small equipment which you add in your life, you can see a small microwave oven. On top of it, there is a small caution written. During pregnancy, women should not go close to that. Approximately 4 meters is the radiation which happens in a microwave oven, because the frequency of microwave could harm the pregnancy itself. If a television also can have, most of the lights which we are using, they are not radiation tested most of the time. It can harm your eyesight visibly, but it can harm your brain, which cannot be seen around. Don't you think this impacts the way I behave in the society? Because each individual, those people who have no patience, the human nature of humanity is lost. The social nature of human being, social being social, being human, these qualities have been reducing over a period of time in much faster pace than what we can see. The other day, one of the principals in a school was discussing with me, after the COVID, the situations in the classrooms are unhandleably terrible. The students are not able to be controlled by a teacher. Earlier, maybe 40 students in a class in nursery, grade 3, age 3 to grade 3, early childhood education is not a big problem. But today, basically teachers would have lost their patience, and children would have lost their patience, because the young age of age 3 to the time they join into school for last 5 years, out of which the social skill development is happening, and that is the time when people were closed inside their houses. So they are not able to mingle with others to understand the social phenomena. The fabrics of society has been lost. Do you call this a transformation? Do you think we can do a transformation to make them to work well? I call it as a revolution. It's a fast growing change. Therefore, third decade of 21st century, the world in which we are living today. That's why Dr. TPS coined that name, and sister was asking, what is the 3-2-1 world? The 3-2-1 world is the third decade of 21st century, wherein we have to know how we have to deal with these problems. The teachers have got a great role to play. The parents have got a great role to play. Just before the session, I finished my 300-page book on this subject, the early childhood care. What are all to be done to change the situation? So in that mood only I am talking to you. So it is not education what is to be given to the next generation. We have to take care of the physical, emotional, not just intellectual. Intellectual is essential, because if somebody is not able to run fast in the fast race around this world. Today morning from my village, a English medium school, one of the parent, and she is a teacher in the school, telephoned and told me the problems what they are facing. I said, I am going to come and spend 1 week, minimum 5 days with you to change the situations around. Because you cannot just tell them that, no, you have to study, you have to study, you have to get marks, you have to write exams. We must understand what's going on there. You need a real psychological counseling. Luckily, I am from that tradition. We have got an Indian traditional psychology, which is a mix of yoga and Ayurveda. And I'm also educated in a Master of Science, MS in Psychotherapy and Counseling. So I have got a combined effect of understanding the psychology, the intellectual problems. It's not a psychologist who doesn't understand mathematics can treat a person who is not able to study mathematics. Because somebody learned psychology saying that no, math is very difficult, and you call that person to counsel a student who is bad in mathematics, the counseling person also will say, yeah, mathematics is very difficult, we will not be able to learn. But I luckily happens to be the background of the toughest subject, mathematics. I dealt with the physics. I worked as a scientist in space department dealing the highest technology. I also understand the humanity part of the world. I say the teachers needs to understand the complex world, understand the most difficult subjects, and also understand the peaceful life what everybody is aspiring for. Mix them together to take care of physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual. It is not what is being popularized in terms of spirituality in the market, which is being handled by 3 months program, and you run for a certificate program online, and one yoga master will teach everything and say, yeah, you are a yoga teacher from tomorrow onwards. It doesn't work. We need to understand the pulse of everybody. The other day, one of the students was discussing with me. I have not published in the YouTube because it's very private. Looking at the face, I said, what are all the diseases they have? I prescribed medicines in the Ayurveda. Because looking at the person, I am from an Ayurvedic tradition, the traditional old Indian system of not taking care of disease, but taking care of the health. The medicine today being prescribed by doctors are prescribed by the disease. For this disease, this medicine. No, traditionally it is not like that. Looking at the person, we make medicine for that person, for the disease. For a young child, what medicine we give for same disease, for an elderly person, it can be an entirely different medicine. I keep saying, you take a banana, the banana which is raw banana, which you consume, you will have, you can control your dysentery. Loose motion can be controlled by consuming one banana which is raw. But you take a ripe banana, the effect is just reverse. So it is not the item which you are consuming. In what condition, what maturity of the fruit, whether it is raw or ripe one, whether you are taking a leaf as a medicine, whether it is the tender leaf or a matured leaf, the effect of the medicine also changes. So we must understand all these have to be understood very carefully. Otherwise, the impact will be just reverse. The FDA documentary clearly explains the hazards of the medicine, the hazards of the food. Understand this is coming from the most cleanest guaranteed food supply and Department of Agriculture, the federal department, the most best certified food comes from the American food system. They themselves created a documentary to expose the negative part of it. So I'll tell you, food has to be taken control, emotional balance have to be controlled, the societal dealings have to be controlled. Teachers have got a great role to understand and establish the peaceful transformation, probably the peaceful revolution in the 3-2-1 world. So namaskaram. I think I've spoke more than 40 minutes, in which maybe few minutes have been lost during the signal problem, and maybe the introduction was also very elaborate by my sister. But I'll open it up myself for if any questions I could respond to that.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. Interesting. It's so great. It's a great insight that you have opened our eyes to see. And I think we should continue with that. But then, when you listen to something like this, which is very, very interesting and crucial, let me put my this thing on. When you are listening to something like this that is so crucial and very, very interesting, you need to start pondering, wow, what can I say? And what kind of questions? Because Professor knows what he's doing. And I want to believe that you all have questions to ask. So I want to encourage you to ask questions now while Professor is here. I will ask my own question. Sir, you're talking about this control of peace. Let's start with that. What do you mean by control peace? How do we control the peace revolution?
I wanted to say we cannot stop the development. We cannot stop the fast pace of the progress what's happening today. So how do I become so habituated? How do I become so good with the happenings around my society and understand that I also have to be that fast? Otherwise, I will have problem. Assume that in the city of London, in a very rushy platform, people are running to catch the train. Do you think a person like Dr. TPS can walk very slowly? Yeah. The whole people will push me. I am also supposed to move with the same speed. So what is being peaceful? I must get the skill what is necessary for me. I am in an office where everybody is able to operate, work in the new environment, new software. Everybody is able to use ChatGPT for correcting their book. Everybody is able to answer the questions. Everybody is able to use beautiful SPSS software, the statistical programming software for social sciences, to understand the statistics, what is happening around the world. Everybody is able to make computer-aided designing, Maya software. I am able to make a beautiful movie with nice editing softwares. Do you think somebody can work with an old camera and an old system and an old software?
No.
So being peaceful means I must jump into that activity in which people are already into. When everybody is, see, there is a great proverb who says, no, when I am in Rome, be a Roman. I cannot, when everybody is in coat and suit, I cannot wear my old style fashioned dress. I will become unacceptable to the society. So being peace means physically I must be strong enough. See, I am a person who doesn't have a style of food. When I am in that place, definitely I should change my style of food. What is acceptable to the society? I cannot say I will not wear a coat and the topi and the gloves when I am in London. Definitely I have to wear all that. You have to adjust with the situations and you have to be very flexible. Always being peace is being flexible. If there is a great tornado happening, if there is a war, I must know how to take care of myself to hide under the den. I must be not exposed. I cannot say that no, I am not habituated this. No, that habituated is different from how to get adjusted with the situations very fast. So I have to be peaceful in this world. I must run. I cannot say that no, I'm a person who walks slow. I cannot walk slow when the aircraft time is only few minutes and then I have to reach the place. No, I have to be fast.
Yeah.
See, you understand the value of 1 second when you miss an aircraft. You miss a fast running train. Just because I'm in a village, I can call the driver and then say, stop it, I will come, then only the bus can start. I cannot do it in a city when I am living around. I have to, maybe probably when I go to Europe, I will not see a restaurant in which I can go inside, sit and eat. I will have to stand on the roadside and then fetch what food I can get. You go to a tourism place, probably you will not get a lavish hotel, but you will have to adjust in the small dormitories in which many people have to cramp inside and adjust. That's a life which we are supposed to do it. So peace is what is not externally available as atmosphere. The peace is what you carry inside you wherever you go. Understand, peace is only a mental state of affair. Ease is only a mental state of affair. Dis-ease is a mental state of affair. Illness is a physical phenomenon. How do I take my throat pain and say I have throat pain, I will not talk? That means you are ill and you are diseased. You may have a throat pain, but still you will gargle, take some medicines and then still speak like this. You have an illness, but you are not diseased.
Yeah.
So mental state will give you a lot of courage. I have back problem, I cannot walk. I have breathing problem, I cannot walk. But you can see people with nostrils, with the air, they drive vehicles. Look at them, how they are doing. So all the disabilities, all the disharmony, all the problems in the world are not a problem if internally you are peaceful. And that is the mindset people should have. And I'm sure the yes, you can is the mindset. If yes, you can is the mindset, any physical problem will not become a problem for you. So keep saying, I am in a problem is a bad English. I am in a problem is a bad English. I am not in a problem because no problem is bigger than me. I am not in a problem. The problem is in me. So when problem is in me, drink a lot of water, go to washroom, flush it off and say, no problem. All the problems will go. So being peaceful is a mindset. Being peaceful permanently is what is called the bliss. So be a blissful person. Enjoy. Every moment enjoy. L-I-F-E. Live in full enjoyment. L-I-F-E.
Okay.
Learn in full enjoyment. L-I-F-E. Life. Learning is an investment for future earning. Invest your time to learn today, tomorrow you can earn. So life has to be seen in a different style. Live in full enjoyment. That's why all my books are titled Life. All my
Wow.
books are on life. Live in full enjoyment, rhythm of life, life made simple, life is to live, life of love, everything is love, life. So you
Wow.
have to enjoy your life. That's it.
Oh, wow. Okay, while you are speaking, you make mention of something I want you to clarify with us. You
Yeah.
said that, where is it now? Because I've written it down. You have an illness and not disease. Can you explain it more, please?
See, I may have a headache.
Okay.
But if the lecture is interesting, Nada is speaking on a great topic which is very close to my heart, my headache will go. Maybe after the lecture, my headache will come back. I have a beautiful cinema, I am seeing the theater. I will glue to the cinema theater. The screen is only what I have in my world. I will not have an itching problem.
Wow.
I will start scratching only when I have no other job. So your emotions can be easily under your control. That's why I said I have severe back pain, but that doesn't stop me. When my son is falling,
Oh,
I will
yes.
forget about my back pain, run behind and catch him.
Oh, yes.
You understood?
Yes, it's true.
So what I do, somebody comes and says my back, I'm from an Ayurvedic family. Somebody comes and say, we are in a medical family, but traditional medicine system. Somebody says we have severe back problem. What I do is I keep a fire and ask the child to run and catch it. The child runs, you can see the lady who was with the back pain will run behind and then catch. I ask, where is your back pain? It's gone now. So it's all because your mindset.
Wow.
So illness is a physical problem. Dis-ease. You are in ease. You are in peace. Dis-ease is a discomfort. See, generally when there is cold, we keep saying, I am feeling cold. Actually, there is no cold. I am only feeling cold. If I am not feeling cold, there may be cold outside, but I don't care. If I wear a dress, take a jacket, put the gloves, then I will say I am not feeling cold. But situations outside did not change. But I changed myself to fit to the situation.
Wow.
Ready?
Wow.
It is too hot. It is too humid. Why am I not putting my air condition? Put the air condition, I will say everything is fine. So I'm able to control my situations. So if you are not feeling peaceful, if you are diseased, that means you are not able to control your situations. So I answered this with the earlier question of controlling also here.
Thank
I
you.
can go on and on, but I'm stopping it because asking, I want another questions to come. So
You know, we will ask questions. Professor Nada, thank you for coming and joining us. Our Chancellor, Professor Charles, thank you for joining us. Please, and Professor Mary, thank you for joining us. I've got all my professors. That is why I'm a learner.
love you all.
I will keep bringing my professors to come and teach us so that we can have enlightenment and we can increase in our
My sister
knowledge.
Elizabeth,
Yes,
maybe 20 years back, I started a program called the Science of Life.
Okay.
How to live life healthy, fivefold: physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially, spiritually. Fivefold development. Spiritually strong, it is not religion. Spiritual, much higher. No religion matters to me. Second, intellectually sharp. Give me anything I can learn. Right?
Yes.
Emotionally controlled. I can deal with the toughest person. I love everyone in this world. They are behaving like that. Probably they had a bad foot, which gives them a change in their emotion. Probably they have been produced when the parents while producing had a bad food. That can also affect. The mood in which the children are produced is the first basic seed in all of us. The production is bad, maintenance becomes much difficult. The production is good, maintenance becomes easier. So everybody comes from the same factory, but the time of production, the place of production, the feeling of production was entirely different. That is why we are all different. Otherwise, it's only one sperm and one egg. And we are all winners. My first poem in this talks about how we have to feel happy about our birth. The race for birth is the poetry. The race for birth. Millions of sperm from the father, millions of sperm from the father get into the mother's egg, and only one sperm take birth, and that's me. How many sperms did not take birth? Millions of them. Who are they? My unborn brothers and sisters. I fought with them to get a birth. So I am a winner by birth. I need to live with that spirit every day morning. I am a great person with a great birth. I'm sure all of us are blessed, spiritually blessed, intellectually blessed, socially blessed, emotionally blessed, physically blessed, because we are not blind. We have no handicap. With that also, we are not using ourselves to the maximum extent. Actually, we are disregarding the respect and the blessings which the Ishvara, the God, the Sankalpa, Bhagavan, Allah, Christ has given to each one of us. I think we must use our life to the maximum extent to help each and every animals, plants, creatures, living beings, seen, unseen, 126 millions of unseen animals are around us. Flying birds, all the two-legged animal, four-legged animal, eight-legged animals, all the living beings around us, if you count, it is millions of them. And we are the only one who have lived a life probably without helping anybody else. If we can help at least human being to human being, we have a great life. That is spiritual life. Being in bliss. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Professor TPS. I believe that we all have a question. Professor Nada, do you want to ask questions?
Professor Nada, really enjoy listening Dr. TPS, and you know what will Professor Nada say? This is a absolutely transformation. When we listen Dr. TPS, as he say, if we are feeling already great, and if we think that we feel bad, we will really feel bad, but we need to think positive. This is the positive story. This is a positive thinking. So, Dr. TPS, you see, I come here. I have a big, big smile because listening you, I cannot think nothing bad. So, thank you very much. And I also want to say that so many written books, so many videos, so many things that our great Dr. TPS make, sharing with love to all of us without money, without anything, because he wants this world to be a best place, a place where all people will be happy. So, Dr. TPS, we are really happy. We are thankful. Dr. Queen, bringing us Dr. TPS and all these amazing and great people. I can say people with a big heart, with a pure soul, because listening them, we are really getting a big recovery. Everybody can have a recovery, and all needs a big recovery. We are living very, very fast, very, very hard, working a lot, not thinking on our health. So we need this.
Thank you. I thought you want to ask question. Dr. TPS is waiting for questions,
Dr.
Professor Nana.
TPS, can I will ask one question.
Yes.
From where Dr. TPS are you getting your energy? How you are getting your energy?
I have been blessed with great saints. I lived with them, traveled with them, stayed with them, ate with them. And I'm from a small village. In my childhood, we used to make medicines in my house. And the essence of the medicine, what is being sold, the last part is our breakfast sometime. So it's not a medicine for disease, it's a medicine for health system. And my father was a farmer. So I'm sure he must have worked in the field 8 hours. The DNA always gives some DNA pattern in all of us, ready to do hard work in life. So I'm sure it's a tradition, it's a blessing, it's the village, the childhood. Probably we must not never purchase. Can you imagine? We never purchased rice. We used to cultivate. We never purchased vegetables. We used to cultivate. Only one item which I remember used to purchase was salt, because salt was not available in our field. Oil we used to make, because coconut is very common. We can make oil out of coconut. So you can imagine, everything is from our own farm. Don't you think that energy will be still there? That's it.
That's it.
And
Dr.
second
T-
one, as I said, it's a mindset. The first mindset is, yes, I am. Nimisham jolitam sreyam nadu dhumayitum chiram. There is a great sloka. If you understand the essence, you will be always smart. Nimisham means moment. Jolitam means be like a fire. Every moment be like a fire. Everybody has got fire inside. But if you don't show it outside and cover it, what comes out is smoke. Smoke is not good. There is a fire in all of us, but when we cover it, what comes is smoke. Assume there is a fire, you cover it, what will happen? Internal fire will create smoke out of it. So all of us have got this fire. If you don't show it, everybody has got energy. If you don't show it, it's a smoke disturbing all of them. When you show fire, it shows light, it shows energy. So nimisham jolitam sreyam natu dhumayitum chiram. Don't stop your light. Allow it to brighten. That's what. And it fires, it becomes more and more bright. If you cover it, the fire will shut off. So don't allow it to shut it off. I learned a lot of slokas like this. And these verses are called Subhashitam. Bhashitam means speaking. Subhashitam means best messages. So there is a playlist in my YouTube which only describes these sort of small tips which gives a lot of energy in all of us.
That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to draw your attention to what you said, that you started, I've forgotten now. I thought I wrote it down. You said you started a program long time ago. Do you have
Science
videos?
of life.
Yeah.
Science of life?
Yes.
Science of life.
Yes, Science of Life. Do you have the videos on that? Maybe
those days I didn't record, but there can be few audio, something may be there.
Okay.
We can always redo that. It's not a big problem. But Science of Life, Dr. TPS, if you type, you will get a lot of such. See, for example, disease, illness, Dr. TPS. What I explained here have been explained and posted onto my YouTube long back. Disease, not illness. That's the heading.
That's the heading.
Disease versus illness. Okay. You can look at it.
Right. Thank you so much. Any question, Professor Mary, or Professor TPS? Any question?
You know, listening to Dr. TPS always really just brings us pen and paper in hand, and there's never enough room to keep taking down notes, because Dr. TPS is filled with so much of wisdom, I have to say. Dr. TPS, there was something that you mentioned earlier on. I think you said it was where you gave a comparison and you said there's a difference between transformation and revolution.
Yeah.
I loved how that came forth, and it's really sang out for me, because we really have to shift this mindset of, yes, we want to transform, but we need to understand the revolutionary details of what we're trying to transform in the first place to get that achieved. So where did you come up with this as the transformation versus revolution ideology?
Great question.
See, that is where I started defining 21st century. 21st century is 100 years. But things are not changing in 100 years. We cannot talk about 21st century education. We have to talk about 10 years what happened. Last 10 years and before that 10 years and now and after 10 years, what is going to happen is huge difference. So the pace in which, the speed in which, the fastness in which things are moving, we should not talk about the 21st century, industrial revolution, all that has changed. We have to talk about third decade of 21st century. That's why I called the world as 3-2-1 world. And when we talk about 3-2-1 world, there is no time for slow change. The change also becomes much faster. That is why I named it as a revolution.
Yes.
Anything which changes much fast is called revolution. But revolution is sometimes very disastrous. That is why I gave a preface called Peace of Revolution. You have to be internally adjusted. That's why I said, when I am in London, when I am in a very crazy city, if the whole people are making noise, but still if I am holding, or maybe Haren is very close to me and then I am talking to you, I am able to listen to what you are asking. I am able to really talk to you, even in the busy city in the market. That is because I am focused to you. So every one of us must be focused. When the world is making a lot of noise, I am in peace. I cannot shout why the city is making a lot of noise. See, there is a great another sloka which says, if I decided to stay in a forest, I should not complain about a small mosquito bite. When I am staying in a market, I should not complain about the sound which the market is making, because I've already decided to be in market. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
The world can be a lot of problems, but let me get adjusted to that. And that is what I mean, the internal peace. Not mindfulness. It is not yoga. It is not blissful. It is not meditation, which I go in a forest and do. I must be able to meditate in the cross of the road. I must be able to drive the vehicle in the most busiest street, and most peacefully I must be able to drive with all the difficulties of traffic jams. I should not complain about traffic jam when there is a traffic jam. That is my peaceful drive. So I must be able to adjust my internal, spiritual, social, emotional, intellectual, physical ability to adjust with the 3-2-1 peace of revolution world. That is why I said peace of revolution against transformation. Transformation is a very slow process, which I don't agree. But yeah, that is what a common word. 21st century, I don't agree. I do a 3-2-1 world.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Charles, thank you so much. Professor Charles, do you have any questions for Professor? Okay.
Thank you very much, founder. Increase your wisdom, and I appreciate TBS for the good lecture now, and I pray that the wisdom of God will be permanent upon you, and the glory of God will shine upon you. As you keep on empowering people, God will come to empower you. Thank you very much, my sister Mary. You, God will come to grant you permanent healing and power. Same with our professor. I love all what you said yesterday. I want to empower you too. As you are doing, the work of God. God will come to bless. Thank you all. God going to bless us as we are listening. As we are listening, let us also go to empower to other people. Let people know what we are teaching. As you are doing that, the grace of God will flow upon you and the blessing of God will be permanent upon you. YYCI Academy. Thank you. God is noticing all the good very much.
Okay. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Do you have any question? No. Okay. All right. We move on.
My dear Queen, you are muted.
Yes. So people are asking questions on the platform. I don't know if you want to answer that before we move on, sir. The first question, what is the relationship style of leadership? Then the second question, why are relationships important to learn about? I don't know if you want to quickly talk on that. Yes, Dr. TPS, quickly. Before
Yeah,
we do
leadership is always thinking beyond, thinking ahead, and being with the people. I have to be around the people, understand everybody around me, but my vision has to be much ahead of all of us. He is a leader. So how much of my thoughts are much advanced than all the people around me? That is my leadership. So I must know my people around me is the first criteria. That is relationship. And use that knowledge of knowing everyone to create a higher vision is what is leadership. That's a relationship between leadership and relationship. I must always appreciate relationship, then only my leadership can help people. Leadership is to support all people who are with me. So there have to be people with me. Without people with me, there is no leader. Got it? So the first thing is I must keep people with me. There is no magnet without an iron powder around me. I may be a magnet. To test this magnet, I need a lot of iron powder with me. So that you put the powder, the magnet will attract. If you don't have iron powders, how are you going to test the magnet? Correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your full presentation today, your speech, and how you've really enlightened us, especially in the areas of revolution and transformation, and also talking deeply on disease and illness, because that is very important, because I always say that health is wealth. And I like the way you said that it's about our mindset. So if our mindset is in state, we can control our emotions. And also, I like the way that you said that we should have medicine for healthy, more than medicine for health. Illness. And I believe that very soon I'm going to bring you back to this masterclass, a whole masterclass, because we all need to really take good care of ourselves, and we really need to know how we can prevent. They always say prevention is better than cure. That is my own, that I will say to that. And I think all of us need that section so that we can know how to help ourselves. We don't have to wait for disease or illness to come, but we can prepare our body, mind, soul, and spirit, and then we can have a healthy life, happy life, and stress-free life. So I believe that will be the next time I'll be bringing Professor TPS Sasikumar to Masterclass again. So on behalf of the YYCI leaders, members, and also all our patrons and matrons, we want to say thank you, sir, for your time that you have spent with us on this masterclass. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.